for Buccaneers. At forward, 6'3" sophomore from Greenville, Tennessee, number 34, MARTY Story. At forward, 6'4" sophomore from Castlewood, Virginia, number 24, Calvin Telford. At center, 6'11" junior from Charleston, West Virginia, number 11, Greg Dennis. At guard, 6'1" junior from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, number 12, Major Gear. And at guard, 5'7" junior from Culpeper, Virginia, number 22, Keith Mr. Jennings. The Bucks, coached by Les Robinson, are officials for tonight's game: Willie Mall, William Cheek, and Chandler Owens. Fans, tonight's game is being sponsored by the Johnson.
Tommy Bankston just joined the ball club a few games ago. In fact, he has played extremely well and is hitting about 43% of his three-point shots. There you see Les Robinson, the head coach at East Tennessee State. The Mocs going with Maceo Williams, Larry Stewart, Tommy Bankston, Derek Kearse, and Eric Spivey. Greg Dennis at 6'11", Calvin Telford, MARTY Story, Major Gear, and Keith Jennings for East Tennessee State. A crowd approaching 10,000. We'll have to get the official attendance figures. We told you before we started that Mac McCarthy was here the last time East Tennessee won a conference championship. They were members of the OVC then. He was also here the last time they had a record crowd. The Moccasins control the opening tap.
You're going to see two teams probably play a lot of good, tough, hard man-to-man defense in basketball game both ways. That's what East Tennessee State opens with.
Eric Spivey's open from outside, and he swishes a two. The Mocs go up 2-0.
Eric Spivey's just a really great shooter. As you saw right there, he's been a real catalyst for Chattanooga.
Right side there, Greg Dennis. East Tennessee against the UTC man-to-man. Dennis was the real factor in that ball game in Chattanooga on January 8th when East Tennessee won by 5. Dennis will take a long shot, misses it. MARTY Story with great position ties the ball game.
MARTY Story's a real athletic player. He got the inside position in there. There was no way that they could deny the rebound.
2-2 ball game. Mocs with a basketball. Derek Kearse averaging 20 a game. Misses, and Maceo Williams almost had the tip, but Dennis was there for the rebound. Dennis penetrates, misses. Tapped around, and Dennis gives East Tennessee State its first lead.
You know, the history of East Tennessee State is they've been a very poor rebounding team, but boy, they're showing early on that they're going to get on the glass, especially on the offensive end.
Bankston from way outside. Rolled it in and out. Mocs keep it alive. Here comes Major Gear. ETSU with the ball. Keith Jennings with a lob. Story misses it, and the Mocs take it away. UTC with a 5-on-4 advantage. Spivey to Maceo Williams. He'll square up and pop the 10-foot jumper.
Well, pretty good pass. Mac McCarthy's looking like, what are we doing there? We give that thing to Maceo, but it was a good shot. He squared up real well and popped it in.
East Tennessee throws it away. The pass intended for Jennings goes out of bounds. We're in a 4-4 game. This game, I promise you, it's been fast-paced, but it will be nothing like that Loyola Marymount LSU game today. The Tigers won 148-141 in OT.
And you almost called it, Randy. You told me before that game there'd be 300 points scored, and you missed it by 11.
Give and go along the baseline to Curse. He's double-teamed, and Dennis gets the rebound. Here comes Story and a blocking foul against UT Chattanooga's Maceo Williams. It'll be his first and the first team foul on UT Chattanooga.
That's a pretty good thought right there, but East Tennessee State is really doing a lot of good. Look at this shot here. Oh, he wasn't set. Maceo Williams was not set. His right leg was out there, but East Tennessee State controlling the boards, and they're kicking that thing into good transition.
East Tennessee State won the conference tournament last year after being seeded 4th, and they beat the number 6 seeded team, Marshall, in the championship game. Here's a steal. Larry Stewart's going to get a slam. Well, he missed the layup. Maybe he should have slammed it.
He just couldn't get his feet together right there. He actually got away with a walk, too, but he'd like to have that one back, I assure you.
Inside to Dennis, he got it. And East Tennessee up 6-4.
That's a 4-point swing, and that will really hurt the Moccasins. But Larry Stewart played a great game the other night in Chattanooga against Furman. He's been playing well lately for Chattanooga.
A whistle and a pushing off foul against UT Chattanooga. We'll have to see who it's on. Foul is on Derek Curse. It'll be his first, team second. East Tennessee with a 2-point lead. And the clock here says 17 minutes and 91 seconds left in the first half. Obviously, that's not right. 17:08.
It's amazing, Randy, what this crowd, I tell you, we've been coming here for about 5 years doing these games, never seen anything like this.
Jennings drops it off to Dennis, who misses. The Mocs get the rebound. Eric Spivey up the floor quickly. Here's Tommy Bankston. Bankston drives, spins, and misses. Kept alive. Dennis, however, saves it. Up to Calvin Talford. Jennings misses. The Mocs again with a rebound. East Tennessee a little bit cool from the floor so far. Spivey tapped away, saved. Things are a little sloppy. And a foul against Larry Stewart.
I was about to say, I really thought Chattanooga that time needed to come down with a little patience, and they got in a transition game. That's what East Tennessee State wants to play. I know it's difficult sometimes, but I think the numbers would dictate Chattanooga being a little more patient on their offensive end.
A 6-4 game. We've been stuck on that score for about a minute as the two teams have turned it over several times. Inside the Story, he got it.
Boy, somebody wasn't alert. Marty Story is wide open underneath the bucket, and credit the pass inside to him. He got it down, but there's no defense there.
Story has half of East Tennessee's 8 points. Curse is short, got his own rebound. That's an NBA play right there by Derek Curse.
Well, he'll definitely be an all-conference, Southern Conference player this year, averaging over 20 points a game to transfer to Georgia, and that's a walk by Mr. Jennings. Or who is that?
That was Jennings. And we're going to take a timeout. We're under 16 minutes. The floor mistake will give UTC the ball when we come back. 15:53 to go in the first half. East Tennessee by a pair. Down low to Dennis on the block. He turns away, flips it back to Jennings, who's open for 3. He missed it. And the rebound goes to Wendell Francis, who's in the game replacing Curse. Enoch in for Spivey for UTC. And Enoch almost turned it over. Francis misses. Rebound to Gear. East Tennessee runs 3-on-1. Jennings with a lob. There's the layup. They were hanging on the rim. No call. There should have been a technical right there.
Should have been something.
Not sure what, but that wasn't right.
You're right. No call, and we don't understand why. But the long rebounds are really helping East Tennessee State get the running game going.
Larry Stewart bounces it to Francis. It goes off the hands of Keith Jennings and out of bounds, and the Mocs get the ball back. Bart Redden will check in now for UTC.
Mac McCarthy's going to do a lot of hustling in and out. You know, the numbers really aren't as good as early in the year, but I really think, Randy, we talked about this today. I think Mac has done a good job in spite of all the problems with the players that he has on the team.
Enoch lobs it in to Curse. Curse over. Dennis short. Francis gets the tip and won't go. And Dennis with another rebound.
Boy, that basketball kissed all aspects of that rim. He just couldn't get it to go all the way down.
Gear with an NBA 3. Short. Wendell Francis with a rebound.
I believe this crowd is having something to do with his shooting right now because, you know, all the excitement in here, and sometimes that really hurts early. But I guarantee you the play will really pick up. The intensity is there.
It's still an 8-6 ball game. East Tennessee by 2 as Tyrone Enoch works the ball offensively for UT Chattanooga. The curse, the block. East Tennessee off the hands, however, of Bart Brenton, and the Buccaneers get it back. Mac McCarthy wondering what's going on.
Well, he's a little upset about how East Tennessee State came out with that basketball.
Also, Les Robinson was out on the floor. Now, the coaches are not supposed to be on the floor, but Les was doing some house cleaning.
Well, there was some water.
Showing them where a wet spot
yeah,
was.
there was some water on the floor. It's difficult for Les to stay in that box.
Alvin West in the game for East Tennessee. 8-6 ball game. East Tennessee by 2 with the ball. Here's Halford taking it all the way. Missed it. And Tommy Bankston with a rebound. Tommy Bankston has really made a difference in this UTC club the last 2 weeks. Curse against Dennis. Curse short. Rebound to East Tennessee. You got to love the way Greg Dennis runs the floor to be 6'11". Talford for 3. Missed it. Francis with position gets the rebound.
I think he got a lot of experience playing last summer down in Mexico with Bobby Cremen's USA team trying to qualify for the World Championships, which will be held this summer in Argentina.
You'll have a team down there also. Out of bounds to UTC off the hand of Alvin West.
We'll have a team down there just before Mike Krzyzewski takes a USA team down to play against the Russians, Yugoslavians. And I'll tell you this, Les Robinson is really campaigning for Mr. Jennings, who you see right there coming into the game. He's really campaigning for Mike Krzyzewski to take Mr. Jennings on that USA team.
Darrell Jones in the ball game now for East Tennessee as they substitute a little bit. And Greg Dennis will get a breather. Here's Kurtz. Kurtz inside. Nice move, but a foul. And it'll be against East Tennessee. And Kurtz will shoot 2.
Dick Kurtz taking charge early, boy. I'm telling you, he is taking that basketball to the hole. He gets the call that time. I'm not so sure he didn't get fouled on another occasion, but he got the call that time. As you see, watch him take the basketball to the hole. Really very effective, and the reason why he's so dangerous, Randy, he can shoot the three-pointer, he can rebound, and he can put the ball on the floor.
Kurtz knocks in the first one. It's an 8-7 ball game, and he looks to tie with this free throw. Kurtz is in the top 5 in several statistics in the Southern Conference, scoring and rebounding. 2 free throws there, and we're tied for the 3rd time.
Chattanooga at 10-10, you just really wonder where they would be if it were not for a player like Derek Kurtz. He's really been a big, big lift for Chattanooga.
A steal by Enoch. 2-on-2. Enoch all the way, off balance, but a foul against East Tennessee's Alvin West. And Tyrone Enoch will go to the line, and a chance to give the Mocs their 2nd lead of this half.
Tyrone Enoch went in there where all the trees were. He got in with the timber, and he really did a good job drawing that foul.
Enoch, you know, was having some trouble shooting the ball early. Teams were backing off of him, especially they were giving the three-pointer. He's hit 8 of 10 three-pointers at 80%.
And I wasn't really convinced he was a great shooter either, but free throw line is where he struggles, as you see the first miss. Only 55%, but he showed me in one game at Marshall that he could nail down from the field, especially on the perimeter, with 3 three-pointers in that game.
1 of 2 from the free throw line for Enoch gives UT Chattanooga a 1-point lead with 12:36 to go. Here's Keith Jennings.
Now, you got to keep people from penetrating all the way, and Tyrone Enoch did a good job, but Mr. Jennings just took it all the way to the hole.
10-9 ball game now. Enoch against Jennings. Kurtz is out high, and Darrell Jones is on him.
Darrell from Gaffney, South Carolina. That's 10 miles from my home in South Carolina, Randy.
Kurtz fadeaway jumper, short. Keller with a rebound. East Tennessee runs with a 1-point lead. Up the floor, this is Talford. Jennings. They whip it around to West. Talford's open. Yes.
Well, that's a gimme. That's like playing cat in the backyard or horse. He's going to nail that. Nobody's there contesting that shot. East Tennessee State has got a lot of people wide open for shots early in the game.
Wendell Francis won't go. The Mocs have had a lot of balls that just rim in and out of there. Here's Talford. He got it. Basket's going to count. The foul is on Tyrone Enoch.
That was a great pass and a super catch. Mr. Jennings, watch this pass, boy. It's just a great pass and a good catch. Calvin Talford has the wherewithal to take it right to the glass and get a chance for three.
If he hits the free throw, that's 6 points for Talford in the last 23 seconds.
Now, we've talked a lot in the last year or so about his athletic ability. He can do so many things in the area of sports. He can run, he can hit baseballs, he can play basketball. He's a great athlete.
Buzz Peterson, who's an assistant coach for East Tennessee, was an assistant at Appalachian last year, said he's one of the best athletes he's ever seen, maybe the best. Larry Stewart swishes a 15-footer.
I wonder if Buzz has been on the golf course with Calvin Talford. Buzz played with Michael Jordan a lot in the offseason.
And there's a foul that will be against East Tennessee's Mr. Jennings. So the Mocs come back the other way. 15-11 your score. 11:08 to go in the first half. We're going to take a break. We'll be back to Johnson City right after this. There's some of that crowd pushing 10,000. Probably the largest crowd to see a Southern Conference game this year.
They're sitting in some places in this big stadium that I certainly wouldn't pay a ticket to sit in to see a basketball game. East Tennessee State showing 1-3-1 zone. It'll match up a little bit, Randy, but it'll be a 1-3-1, and they're going to try to put a lot of pressure on that perimeter.
Well, they know that Curse can't keep missing, and they're letting him get inside. And there's an example as he swishes one from outside.
That just shows how versatile he is. He can put it on the floor, as I said earlier, but he can also shoot the three-pointer. He's a good, complete player.
4 straight points for the Mocs. It's a 15-13 East Tennessee lead. Dennis stripped of the ball. Here's Keller's jumper. Yes.
A little garbage picked up by Jennings. Jennings finds ways. He's like Chris Corciani. He's going to find ways to get an assist. And that time he got one from the big man, Chad Keller.
Curse off balance. One-hander short. Rebound Larry Stewart goes up too hard. Keller clearing the board. A new arena record for East Tennessee State, 9,940. That is a new Memorial Coliseum record. Dennis short on the three-pointer. Good hustle by Alvin West.
Yeah, it's a bad hustle by Williams. Williams had him boxed out real good. If he just comes to the ball, he gets it. The ball hit the floor. He'll get that rebound if he just runs.
Jennings, they go down low on the block to Keller. 26 on the shot clock. Jennings for 3. Missed it. West got the rebound. The foul is on UTC's Tommy Bankston.
What's really amazing to me right now is Chattanooga not really playing that well defensively, I don't think, and yet they're still hanging in there with East Tennessee State. Going to see a shot right there. Mr. Jennings shoots. It's going to rim out, and there's that ever-present Alvin West around the glass getting the offensive boards and fouls.
Alvin West will get 2 shots. West was starting a lot in the early part of the year, but he's been replaced by Major Gear. In fact, Les Robinson has used 3 or 4 different variations.
He can. He's got a lot of horses in his barn. But, you know, Major Gear is hitting 55% from the three-point strike. And, Randy, he's one of the leaders in Division I basketball.
He's leading the Southern Conference. This man second to him is Damon Williams, who must have had a great game. BMI nipped Marshall 82-77 in overtime today.
That makes this game really important for Chattanooga because everybody's fighting now for second place.
Eric Spivey misses. Maceo Williams over the back, going for the tap. That'll be Williams' second foul. And we'll give the ball back to East Tennessee.
Yeah, but if I'm in Mac McCarthy, I'm really encouraged. He got a hustle foul. He's trying to get aggressive inside, going for an offensive board. I wish he'd have done that on the other end a few seconds ago when he had the big man boxed out, but he didn't go for the rebound. You're going to see him right here. He's going to climb the back of Chad Keller on the offensive glass. Good call by the official.
Keith Jennings up the floor, Bucks by 6. Back to Jennings. Got it.
That's what makes them so complete as a team. Chattanooga did a good job collapsing on the ball, down on the block, but you know what? They kick it back out to Mr. Jennings, and he nails the perimeter shot.
A little bit too close for comfort is Keith Jennings. He gets his second foul. And that will be team foul number 3 on East Tennessee, so the Mocs will play it in.
Well, that's a good play right there. I don't know. You know, you let that go, I think, Randy. But the pick was set, and the official said that's a foul.
Alvin West in as Keith Jennings will sit down with his second foul. Les Robinson does not want him to get into any more foul trouble. Tommy Bankston drops the ball out of bounds. Floor mistake gives it to the Bucks.
What will be interesting to see if Mr. Jennings sits out 4 or rather 8 minutes in this half, or almost 9 minutes. Les might come back and gamble with him, but if he does, it'll be a big one.
Halford's open, short. Rebound to East Tennessee. Dennis got it. That's 2 or 3 buckets East Tennessee has gotten off long rebounds and hustle.
That's the second garbage that I've seen, but you got to count those 2.
Derek Kirsch buries a 3 for UTC, and it's a 7-point Buccaneer lead. That 10-point lead a moment ago was their biggest of the game.
That's pretty good transition bucket. You got to respect Derek Kirsch anywhere he plays on the floor, because he's always an offensive threat.
Alvin West stolen. Tommy Bankston right there. Up the floor quickly. East Tennessee's going to look at a layup. The second one missed by UTC, but Kirsch is there for the follow.
If you're not going to dunk that basketball, you've got to use the glass. And I don't like to see players do that. They got to dunk it or they use the glass. That's a rule.
Dennis hits the 15-footer. It's a 7-point lead again. Mocs have missed 2 wide-open layups. Kirsch, short. Francis
good.
Is fouled by Greg Dennis. Francis will have a shot at a 3-point play.
Well, it's good to see Francis come back after the missed dunk, get the offensive rebound, and stick it back in. And he gets fouled, now he has a chance for a 3-point. Great shot right there. Pretty good defense. Chad Keller just missed the rebound, but look at Wendell Francis. He's there for the putback, and he's going to get a chance to hit a free throw.
Bart Redden will come in for Larry Stewart. We look at it from underneath the bucket.
I don't see how Chad missed that one, Randy. He said, how did I miss that rebound?
There's Bart Redden, the freshman from Baton Rouge.
Speaking of Baton Rouge, what a game today again, Randy. Bart was asking about that game today.
Bankston kept the free throw alive, but not long enough. East Tennessee gets it back. They lead by 5. Marty Story bounces it to Keller, who goes over Kirsch for the bucket.
Pretty good transition break. They had the man covered in the perimeter, but here comes Chad Keller locating on the block, and they hit him for the easy bucket.
Kirsch with the ball against Story. Kirsch looking for help back outside to Enoch. East Tennessee by 7 with 6:54 to go in the first half. And a steal. Major Gear took it away from Enoch. Right side, Greg Dennis. And before the move to the bucket by Dennis, a foul against Wendell Francis.
You got to be impressed with the play of the big man, Greg Dennis. I really like the way he put that basketball on the floor. You know, if he strengthens up some, you've got to consider he's a legitimate player, perhaps for the NBA. Look here, Wendell Francis is going to just a hand check right there with his left arm, and the officials call the hand check.
Dennis, a great free throw shooter. On the year, he hits almost 79%, a little over 79. He has 8 points tonight. And a bunch of rebounds. Got the first free throw, puts East TSU back up by 8. He'll get another. Well, and Jennings is back in.
Oh, that's a big situation. That's a difference in coaching philosophy. Mac McCarthy would never put a player back in with 2 fouls because he's not risking that 3 fouls before the half. And so Les Robinson is really taking a little gamble here, but I'm sure he told Mr. Jennings, You be careful and no fouls whatsoever. Just let them play.
We're going to take a time. ETSU by 9 with 6:39 to go in the first half. We'll be back in a moment. A 9-point Buccaneer lead. The Mocs will get the ball, and when they play it in, they'll be looking at some full court pressure now by the Buccaneers. The Mocs are hitting only 28% from the floor. East Tennessee not exactly burning it up. They're at 48%, but that's the difference in the ball game right now. Mocs have got to get somebody to score some points and not do that.
Oh, good pass inside. Just got to catch the basketball. That was a good pass. No problem with that whatsoever. You just got to catch that one.
Here's Major Gear with the ball outside for the Bucs. They lead by 9. Gear all the way, stripped of the ball, off the leg of Major Gear, and the Mocs get the ball.
That was a good job by Maceo Williams. Actually, Major Gear was doing a good job penetrating. He was by his man, but Maceo Williams showed himself and created the turnover. A little bit of a mismatch for UTC as Bart Redden at 6'5" is being guarded by Major Gear at 6'1". Mocs might could take advantage of that. Curse misses the 3, kept alive. Talford gets it, takes it away from Bankston. Here comes East Tennessee State. Talford off transition, short on the 3. Dennis stripped to the ball. They fight for it. The jump ball will go to ETSU. Yeah, I like to see that. That basketball's on the floor. You got to get down there and get that basketball. And we saw 2 Mocs and 2 Buccaneers get down and tie it up.
Maceo Williams comes out for the Mocs, and Wendell Francis back in with 5:37 to go here in the first half. Let's take another look.
Well, you guys saw a good shot there, and it was bothered. It was a pretty good contesting of the shot by Bart Red. But look at the ball on the floor. Get down, get that ball. There it goes again. That's a fumble with, let's see, 4 people chasing after it.
Marty Story will take the 20-footer, missed it. But Greg Dennis with a slam after the follow. Somebody's got to block him out.
They're having difficulty right now. Wendell Francis is in for Maceo Williams. Got to find somebody in that little spot to really help out.
Enoch for 3. Missed it. Derek Hurst drops it out of bounds. Greg Dennis with 12 points unofficially now in the ball game. East Tennessee with our biggest lead of the night at 11. We'll play it back in.
Greg Dennis picking up where he left off in Chattanooga. And again, I emphasize the point. I really thought that international experience was a big help to his game this summer. Nice pass.
Talford passed it too many times, but got it back. And Curse rips the rebound down.
Chattanooga needs to take a little time. They need to get a bucket right here on this trip down.
Red off the glass, missed it. Got his own rebound, flips it back outside. Mocs try to set something else up, down 11. Here's Tommy Bankston on the baseline, and he's fouled by, it's Mr. Jennings at 3, but let's see who it's on. Oh, it's against UTC.
Oh, boy. Marty Story had a pretty good little conversation there with Tommy Banks, and he blocked the shot after the call foul.
There's Les Robinson. The foul was on Derek Curse. It'll be his second. We're in the 1-and-1, so we go to the other end. There's the nice play by Dennis. I'm not so sure Dennis didn't shove Francis out of the way to get that ball.
It could have been because Francis was right there. I don't know, maybe timing. It had to be either a foul or a bad timing. Because Francis was right there in rebound position for the basketball.
32-20. 33-20 as Talford parries a couple of free throws.
Chattanooga's really gone cold here in the last 5 trips down the floor.
They go down low to Francis, and a foul against Greg Dennis, and that'll be his second.
Well, the crowd didn't like that one, but I tell you, that was not a very smart foul by Greg Dennis because he just reached, and at 6'11", why would you reach? Watch this. Good pass inside. Now watch the reach right there. You don't need to reach when you're guarding someone 6'5" when you're 6'11".
Chad Keller will come in. Dennis, who just got his second foul, will sit down, and Enoch will inbound for the Moccasins.
I always say play defense with your feet, not with your hands.
Comes to Curse. Bankston for 3. Missed it. Keller with a rebound. Mocs have gone a long time without some points.
And they're only getting one shot at the basket now.
Here. Oh, that was a 24-foot shot. That was about a foot behind the NBA line.
That looked like Loyola Marymount today. I tell you, that was really almost out of bounds. He really unloaded on that shot. 16-point Buccaneer lead. Curse missed everything. Enoch along the baseline, stepped on that line, and the Bucks get the ball. Well, the crowd's in it now. Chattanooga's getting caught up. I really think they need to show a little patience, even though they're down 16. There's a lot of basketball left here in this arena.
3:59 left. A critical period for UTC. They're down 16, and they'll have the ball when we come back. It's a 16-point East Tennessee State lead. There's the three from NBA territory and beyond, buried by Major Gear. Greg Dennis with 12 points. Derek Curse has 13, your leading scorers in the ball game. Bucks with the ball now.
But this big lead, Mr. Jennings needs to be out of the game, I think, Randy. They're taking a real big chance with him out there on the floor with 2 fouls.
Gear to Keller. East Tennessee continues to get that long rebound. Keller misses. Avery Marshall is in the ball game now. His first action. He's a transfer from Louisville, a senior who is playing for the first time and misses his first shot, and Curse gets the rebound.
Oh, he threw up a brick that time. Didn't have a whole lot of mortar on it. He reminds me, when I look out there and see that big man, he reminds me, watch his shot. Oh, Avery says, it's been a long time since I'm going to throw that rock up there pretty hard. Do you know who he reminds me of from Chattanooga? A player by the name of Lance Fultz. Really looks like him from all sides.
Especially the side we're getting right now.
Oh, me. Lance, if Lance is listening down there, I'll get a phone call pretty quickly.
No offense. Bart Redden will come out of the ball game. Derek Curse will be at the line with a 1-and-1. Curse is going for point number 14 on the night. He got it. Curse had 30 in the Mocs home court win against Western Carolina. Had 21 Monday night when they beat Furman at home by one rather. Curse buries a couple. He's got 15 to lead all scores, and it's a 14-point East Tennessee lead. Jennings drops it to Gear. Gear driving on balance shot. A foul against UTC's Tommy Bankston is second.
No, that's a no-no. You just don't foul a guy when he's in the act of shooting like that. Watch this play. He's going to look at Mr. Jennings splits him right there. Good kick-out pass. He split the defense and then kicks it out. But boy, you just don't like to see a foul when a person is in the act of shooting like that.
East Tennessee State has beaten the likes of Tennessee and Wake Forest on the road, as well as Appalachian State, UTC in the Southern Conference.
They beat North Carolina State in Raleigh.
I said on the road.
North Carolina State, though. You said Wake Forest.
Wake Forest. They lost to Wake Forest. They beat North Carolina State.
And that was a big, big win. And they got beat by UCLA, but boy, they were tired after that Hawaii trip.
Kurtz misses the three. East Tennessee a chance to go out by 18 or 19 if they can connect here. They look for Marshall down low. He spins away off the left hand. And the foul is against Derek Curse. That will be his third. And Curse is in trouble.
Marshall Avery catches that basketball with his left hand, and he's going to go to his left. Show the basketball right there. A little touch foul. But you know, really something that he took a lot of juice off that last shot, Randy. It wasn't as hard as the one that almost knocked the backboard down. And Mr. Jennings takes a little sip of Coca-Cola as he sits down and gets a little break. I don't think you'll see him anymore this half.
First point is a Buccaneer for Avery Marshall. He'll get another, and it gives ETSU a 17-point lead. Nice concentration, but he misses the second. Curse with a rebound, and Curse is in there despite his third foul. Larry Stewart from way outside. Missed it. A foul against Calvin Talford.
That's a good call by the official. Got 3 players there. Talford's on the back, and Chattanooga's going to get a chance to go to the line and try to nail a 1-and-1.
Let's take another look.
Well, it's going to be a long rebound, but look at the action underneath the board. Look at Marty Story in there. He got pushed by Curse, but Curse really did get pushed in there by number 24, Calvin Talford, on the rebound.
Curse with 15. Curse with 16 as he hits the first free throw. Nice half for Derek Curse, but keep in mind he has 3 fouls. He's going to have to be careful. The Mocs have to have him in there. Banged that one around and got it in. And Bart Redden will come in for Derek Curse. Mac McCarthy does not want number 4 on Derek Curse before halftime. 39-24. East Tennessee by 15.
With Derek Curse out, somebody on that Moccasin team is going to have to pick up on the offensive end because he has done 3/4 of the scoring here in the first half.
A whistle, a holding foul underneath. And it's against Bart Redden. Or is it Marshall?
I believe that's going to be
Marshall.
Yep, exactly. Avery Marshall's guilty of the foul. Why in the world would he want to mug Bart Redden? Look at that. Bart Redden says, man, give me 4 free throws for all that. That's a big man I'm having to post up in there.
Bart Redden will get the 1-and-1. Bart has really improved since he came into the UTC program. He was a freshman. Missed the free throw. Bankston hustles, gets the rebound, and Bankston bangs it in. Now there's somebody you mentioned that picks up some scoring slack with Curse on the bench. Bankston can certainly do it. It's a 13-point lead for East Tennessee with just over 2 minutes left in the first half. Steal by Bankston. Nice try, but it goes out of bounds. And great hustle by Tommy Bankston right there for UTC.
That was absolutely awesome hustle because he actually got up 2 or 3 times. Watch this play by Tommy Bankston. 1, 2, 3. He's going to go again. Really good intensity by Tommy Bankston to try to come up with a defensive steal.
Larry Stewart almost steals the ball. They go back down. Look at UTC, and Keller almost got the garbage again.
Well, that's a tough shot, but hey, credit Bart Redden with really disrupting that, and Larry Stewart loses it on the other end.
1:44 to go. We go to the other end, and ETSU will play it in.
Well, there's several Moccasins that are struggling tonight, especially on the offensive end of the court.
Greg Dennis with the ball. Dennis lost it. Here's Stewart and Francis, who have already teamed up to miss one. There's a foul by Talford from behind.
Well, you had Larry that time. You had Francis out front, but these are the 2 players that missed earlier. Larry's going to say, hey, you're out in front of me. I'm going to give it up. But these are the 2 players that missed the layups earlier. And there's a foul on the play. But you just really wondered who was going to be able to take it in there and score.
Francis will be at the line with 2 shots. Here's Mac McCarthy.
He hits these 2 free throws, Randy. You still really got a pretty good job by Chattanooga. They nail a free throw here. They're still only down by 12 as badly as they have played.
Francis will get another. He got it. It's a 12-point ball game now with 1:19 to go in the first half.
East Tennessee State going to probably take some time off the clock. Whoop, maybe a loser on that one.
When you can nail the 3 at 6'11" like Dennis, you give him the green light.
Yeah, that's that influence of that playing in Mexico this summer. You just shoot the basketball no matter where you are. He's playing with a lot of confidence.
Here's Tommy Bankston. Fade away. Shot no good. Keller with another rebound. And with 39 seconds to go in the first half, ETSU with the ball up 15.
Nice pass.
Oh, look at this.
Good backdoor cut. Greg Dennis Really good job denying him basketball in the wing, but good alert thinking on his part, the back door, and the pass was right there for the dunk.
Redden with a nice fake. Nice give to Francis. It's going to count, and the foul. And Francis will get a shot at a three-point play. Nice pass by Bart Redden.
That's a good interior pass, and it's the second time now Francis has caught the basketball underneath, put it off the glass for the jumper. You see him right here. He's in traffic right now, and Keller kind of taps him underneath. He's going to get a chance for a free throw, and he needs to hit this one to bring that thing underneath 15 points.
He's short. Kept alive. UTC gets it back. Bankston flips it back to Redden. The Mocs get it back now with 10 seconds in the first half. Here's Bankston. He got it. 4 seconds. It's a 13-point game. Alvin West at the buzzer is going to be short. And UTC with 4 straight points there cuts that lead to 13 at halftime. The league-leading Buccaneers, led by that man, Les Robinson, leading UTC by 13 at the half, and we'll be back to Johnson City right after this. Buccaneer advantage as we get ready to start the second half of this ball game in front of a record crowd, just under 10,000 here in the Mini-Dome in Johnson City. And the Mocs, even though they're down 13, could have been worse.
Could have been much worse.
They did score the last 4 points of the first half, and they get the ball to start the second half.
I think, Randy, they need to be a little more patient offensively, and defensively, they need to really put a hand in the face of jump shooters because they gave a lot of uncontested shots in the first half.
Eric Spivey, somebody they're going to have to depend on to score, and Kirst drops it out of bounds. Look at the leading scorers. Francis and Bankston with 5 and 4 right behind Kirst. And then Talford with 7, Gear with 5 for ETSU.
We should have just let those two kids come out here this afternoon and had a little game of one-on-one.
Major Gear blocked beautifully by Maceo Williams.
He's done a good job on 2 occasions, I know, of really plugging up the middle on drives to the bucket.
Jennings takes it away. Long up the floor. This is Story. Missed it. Talford does not, and he gets the bucket.
Story lost control of the basketball as he went up to shoot it. Pretty good defense on him, but there he is, the great athlete, Calvin Talford, there for the putback.
Kirst with the ball, looking for Bankston. Mocs work it down by 15. Maceo Williams is open. He missed it, and Talford gets the rebound. The Mocs continue to struggle from the floor. Talford trailing 3.
Count that one.
Biggest lead of the game now for East Tennessee. It's 18. They have scored the first 6 here in the first 5 points here in the second half. They go down low to Williams. Jumper too hard. Talford gets the rebound.
They're not going to get back in basketball games with him shooting the basketball.
50-31. Marty Story on the feed from Keith Jennings.
Going to have to get a timeout. They're going to get one. (51-31). A 20-point lead for the Bucks, and we'll be back in just a moment. Here's the alley-oop from Jennings to Story. You just kind of tapped that in. That was good luck for East Tennessee, but they've had a bunch of it. They lead by 20 so far. 18:08 to go, and they've outscored UTC 7-0 in the second half so far. And Spivey, this ought to be interesting. Here's Talford with a jump. Boom! That's a headache slam, man. He just went up and exploded to knock that one down. Almost waited on his defensive player to challenge him.
Spivey in transition misses. Dennis with a rebound.
This one's getting real ugly.
There's the lob.
Randy, this crowd is really exploding in here now. Mac McCarthy's trying his best to figure out what to do to offset this explosion as we start the second half. Look at here. Boom. It's going to be a big-time slam by Calvin Talford.
There was the first one. Talford gets another. He scores in spurts like that, folks, and he is so athletic. It's a 24-point East Tennessee State lead. Enoch in the ball game now for Spivey. Curse, faking, driving in the lane.
Oh!
Rejected by Dennis.
Hey, that's great defensive help. He came from nowhere to plug up that middle. Here he comes now. Jack Curse going to make a little drive inside, but look here. Here comes help from the big 6'11" post player.
Here's Wendell Francis. He's hammered and fouled, and that's 3 on Keith Jennings. Here's the second dunk on the... Oh, somebody really lost Calvin Talbot.
Oh, boy, in that little shuffle over on the right wing, they did lose him. This is really... Start of the second half been real ugly. And the bad thing about that is Mac's going to have to look at this game film. General Custer didn't even have to look at the film after the big one at...
the little big one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this one's not that bad yet. The Mocs, a lot of time left. 17-22. Wendell Francis misses the free throw.
I can remember a couple of years ago when Chattanooga went to Marshall, and Marshall blew them out by 24 points. But Chattanooga paid them back in the tournament. That's the thing that you look for in something like this if you're a Chattanooga fan.
East Tennessee here, short. The Mocs get the ball back on the miss rebound. Here's Enoch in the corner to Red. Nice fake. Nice inside give to Curse, and a really nice play by Derek Curse.
Oh, he blocked the big man off with his body that time and got a beautiful shot out off the glass.
Here's Greg Dennis out high, and Story lost the ball. Out of bounds. It'll go to UTC.
Derek Curse said to himself, he said, you know, that big man made me look bad with that block down the lane. He's not going to block 2 in a row on me.
There's Mac McCarthy, and I guarantee you there are a few more gray hairs in that head than there were when the season started.
But Mac's sure having a good time with the officials. And no matter what the outcome of the basketball game, he's going to always have fun with those people.
Redden for 3. It's short. Dennis lost it. A foul. And it will be against East Tennessee State.
And Marty Story committed that foul. If that shot had gone in, it would have counted because it got him in the act of shooting.
That is the first foul on Story. Let's take another look.
Art Redden really squares up good. He gets a lot of good shots. He's not hitting the other night against Furman in Chattanooga. He was almost scoreless in the first half and had a big explosion for 13 in the second.
He also had 9 rebounds for UTC in that win over Furman on Monday.
The only explosion in the second half here tonight so far has been on the part of the Buccaneers of East Tennessee State.
Story gets the rebound. Off the missed free throw. So 21-point lead. Here's Major Gear. Flipping it back to Talford against Redden. Talford, nice feed to Story, and the foul inside on UTC. And if that's Curse, that's 4 on him. And it is.
Well, that was created because Bart Redden was just flat-footed. There's no way he's going to guard Talford out in the middle. Look at that. Bart Redden tries to reach around. That's a no-no. You got to play defense. Keep that man from penetrating.
Derek Curse leads with his 4th foul. He has been over half of UTC's offense because he has 17 points. Well, he is exactly half. 17 of their 34 in this ball game. And he's on the bench with 4 fouls. Marty Story hits the first free throw. East Tennessee is a team, a very good free throw shooting team. They hit 72%. Story makes a pay. Larry Stewart works the ball away to Maceo Williams. Here's Redden with the ball. There's the lob, and Maceo Williams threw it away.
Now, Maceo really is having difficulty because Greg Dennis just backing off him and helping out inside. He's plugging up the inside. You know, Maceo, I hate to say this, but you know, maybe he's going to have to shoot the basketball because he's not going to be able to pass it off because this man's not going to play defense on him.
Back outside to Talford. East Tennessee in its motion offense. Here's Talford for three. Missed it. Out of bounds off the foot of Larry Stewart.
The bad part about that is Matt McCarthy has to sit over there on the bench and make a decision. Is he going to leave Williams out there because he's not effective offensively, or is he going to bring in someone else? If you do that, this is the dilemma he's in. Then you're giving up height. 6'11" Greg Dennis. No one on that bench can guard him.
Alabama leads Vanderbilt 21-7 with 11 minutes to go in the first half. That game in Nashville. ETSU misses, and Francis with a rebound.
It's a bump. That's a good call by the official.
And Marty Story guilty of the personal foul.
Greg Dennis just exploded in that wing over there. You know, at 6'11", he really has a lot of quickness with his first step. He just blows by people, and when he does that, he creates a lot of problems for the defense because somebody has to come help and pick him up. Francis will inbound for the Mocs.
15:28 to go in the basketball game. Here's Larry Stewart. They bounce it down low to Williams. Nice move, and that's a nice move by the freshman Maceo Williams.
He needed to do that. That was pretty. You got to give him credit. Showed the basketball and then took it to the hole.
Story kept it alive off the miss by Talford, and the Mocs will get the ball back, down 21. 15:09 to go in the basketball game. Chad Keller will check in for East Tennessee, replacing Marty Story, and Story gets a nice hand. These Buck fans love their team, and I guarantee you they will be there in force in Asheville 1 month from today. A foul against West.
Well, there's a lot of pushing and shoving and bumping all the way down on that exchange, but Randy, you know, the thing about it is East Tennessee State just a few years ago, I don't know how much love there was, but when this class came in, as you see, here he comes in, and look at all the contact right there, and Tyrone Enoch, little expression on his face says, hey, when are you going to call a foul? But the thing about it is, when this class came in, these people in Johnson City knew that they were going to have a basketball team here in a couple of years.
Enoch takes it all the way and kisses it off the glass, and the lead is now 19 with 14:50 to go. Inside to Dennis, and Bankston fouls Dennis before he can get to him to tie him up. The foul on Tommy Bankston will be his third.
Well, Greg Dennis wasn't very happy with his teammate there. As you see right here, Calvin Talford is not going to clear out for him. Calvin brings his defensive player to him, and that time Tommy Bankston was guilty of the foul, but he almost took the basketball away.
Alvin West, they bounce it to Talford, and Talford threw it away.
The other thing I really look at these Tennessee State players, not only did they have a good recruiting class a couple of years ago, Randy, but, you know, they seem to really enjoy playing together, and though we don't know them that well, they seem like an awfully bunch of nice kids.
Tommy Bankston with the ball. Jump shot is short. Keller with a rebound. It's stolen by Bankston. Bankston feeds Francis, and they took it away again. Here's Talford. It's a charge. Enoch really took a big collision. Let's take another look here.
Well, you'll see. That's pretty close, Randy.
Well, it had to be called one way or the other.
But definitely there was some contact. You got to say he was set, which was a pretty good call, which evidently what the official made when he blew the whistle. But whether or not he was there and let him come down, a chance to come down, whether he's off his feet, I'm not really sure.
Eric Spivey in the ballgame now has been shut out tonight. And he has had some great games for UTC. Here's Bankston. Banged it around too hard. Enoch almost had a steal, and the Bucks get it back.
That's kind of the way it's gone all night for Chattanooga. Enoch almost comes up with a basketball. If he does, he shoots a layup because there's no one there, but he just couldn't control the carom.
Dennis with the ball. They go down low on the block to Keller. He missed it. And Francis has another rebound. Wendell Francis has played awfully well for UTC tonight. Enoch back to Spivey. His shot off the glass and good.
Good penetration by Enoch, created after his teammate Eric Spivey. It's really good to see those two players out on the floor. They got to be with Curse on the bench.
And a timeout has been asked for. 13:26 to go. The Mocs have cut this lead to 17, and we'll be right back. It's been all East Tennessee State so far. A 17-point lead. The Bucs have the ball with 13:26 to go. Inbounds it comes for the Bucs. Michael Jones in the ball game now. Michael Woods, rather, for East Tennessee. Nice shot by Greg Dennis.
He does it both ways, inside, outside, put the ball on the floor. He really has improved a lot, and he was good last year.
Eric Spivey looks for the Mocs down low. Spivey will pull up and fire. He missed the three. Rebound saved by Bankston. Mocs still looking for somebody with a hot hand. Maceo Williams has made a couple of really good offensive moves and shots this half. Here's a steal by Enoch, but a foul on East Tennessee.
Well, as we said, Maceo's got to shoot that thing because his man's backing way off and giving him about 5 feet. He's got to shoot it because he certainly can't pass it to his teammate inside because his man, Greg Dennis, at 6'11", is plugging up the inside.
Keith Jennings back in the ballgame now for Alvin West, who just picked up his third foul. The Mocs can cut this lead to 15 if they hit here. Inbounds to Spivey. His jumper partially blocked, but a foul. And Eric Spivey, who hits 84% of his free throws, almost 84%, will be at the line with 2.
Michael Woods there tapping the official on his good side, saying, hey, man, I didn't mean to do that. Woods is another one of those recruits, a great player out of Kings Mountain, North Carolina, and came in with some good credentials in a 2A program down there in Kings Mountain.
Eric Spivey was 4 points tonight for the Mocs, all of them in this half. Got it. Best free throw shooter on the UTC squad, Eric Spivey. Also has a 3-point grade point average for UTC. It's a 16-point lead.
And when you talk about good people on East Tennessee State, you have to look at a person like Eric Spivey, who's really a good student, great athlete, and just a fine, fine person.
Keith Jennings.
Got to pick him up.
Dennis. Somebody left him open, and he buried it. A 3 for Greg Dennis.
That's his second of the game. You got to find him in transition because he's shooting the basketball with all kinds of confidence.
Maceo Williams and a charge against Williams. Dennis has hit 11 of 17 from the floor in this game.
That's right on target with being Player of the Year honors. He's played that way in the last few games I've seen him. He's really a great, great talent.
18-point Buck lead. They have the ball. 12:19 to go. Jennings almost lost it. Gives it to Story. Missed it, and Spivey with a rebound. Darrell Jones in for East Tennessee. Almost took Spivey's head off. Spivey. Nice shot. Spivey's got his rhythm like he had when UTC played at Marshall. He had 28 points, and most of those came in the first half, and he's really a streak shooter.
Take a gamble pretty quickly on Kirsch coming in a basketball game with 10, 11 minutes to go, and they're down, but if they cut it, maybe, they got to get him back in the game, I think, even with 4 fouls.
The freshman, Darrell Jones, buries that jumper. It's an 18-point lead again. Here's Bankston. Wendell Francis. Shot is short. Darrell Jones with a rebound.
That was an air ball in the lane.
Jennings for 3. Missed it. Keller in great position. Knocked to the floor, and the foul against UTC.
Hey, that was a lot of contact right there. Chad Keller at 6'8", he's almost like a big tight end, and he took it right to the hole. And look at Tommy Bankston. Is he going to step in there and try to pick up a charge?
Bart Redden will come back into the UTC lineup. And Tyrone Enoch will sit down. Also, Larry Stewart is back in for UTC. Keller at the line. Bucks by 18 with 11:15 to go. Nice night for Keller. 7 rebounds. Now 5 points as he gets the roll. Missed this one. Long rebound goes to Stewart.
Chad Keller's the only senior on the basketball team that has a lot of playing time.
Spivey, carry-up shot won't go. Michael Woods with a rebound. Here's Story on a baseline drive and a foul against Bart Redden.
Bart Redden with a hand check as he went down the baseline. You got to cut that baseline off. Force a man to the middle, maybe pick up help. Or if you're going to give him the baseline as we see him giving, then you got to have help coming. And it was there, but it was a little slow by Maceo Williams.
There's Derek Hurst with 4 fouls. We'll keep our eye on that. Beautiful block by Spivey off the jump shot by Keith Jennings. And Keith Jennings is one of the few players that Eric Spivey will play against, and he's going to be about 3 inches taller there. Comes out here to Jennings. Give and go on the baseline to Marty Story.
Derek Hurst was there, but he's very tentative right there. He didn't want to pick up his 5th foul. He gave the shot to Story.
Eric Spivey bumped by Keith Jennings. That's personal foul number 3 on Keith Jennings.
See him taking the basketball to the hole. Spivey's taking it right to it. Get a little help there from Jeller. There's the foul.
That's number 4 on Jennings. And with 10:38 and a lot of time left, that could be big for East Tennessee, too.
Certainly could. Randy, when you talk about 5'7" players, Chattanooga has a 5'7" JUCO coming in next year. Boy, the moccasins are really high on him. And they tell me that he not only can get the ball up and down the floor, motor it, he can also slam dunk it. That'll be interesting to see.
You're talking about Noble Duke, a junior college kid from Florida who I think a couple of weeks ago had 42 points in one game. And this is a kid that's about 5'8".
Oh, he grew an inch.
Grew an inch, I think.
Oh, my. Maybe he'll grow another inch by the time he gets to Chattanooga. He'll be 5'9".
Yeah, it could be.
He's a great one, though. You're right on that.
Spivey, who's been all the UTC offense in the last few minutes with 2 more free throws. It's a 19-point lead again. Still a lot of time in this one left. 2 key players in the ball game, 1 for each team with 4 fouls. Keith Jennings for East Tennessee and Derek Hurst for the Mocs. Darrell Jones missed the shot. That's last by East Tennessee. The Mocs get the ball back.
I imagine they're going to get Avery back in the lineup, too, because Avery Marshall, because, you know, he didn't play a whole lot the first half, but I'm sure the game plan coming in for him was that we're just going to get him a little bit of playing time, get a little sweat up, because they're getting him ready for the tournament coming the end of the month.
And he could help them be a real factor, as if they need any more help, really. 10:03 to go. Here's Kurtz. Kurtz drives, got the layup. It's going to count, and Derek Kurtz comes right into the ball game and starts scoring.
Darrell Jones really didn't pick him up real well. Gave him that first step, but there's no way that that freshman is going to guard him as he dribbles down the lane.
Let's take a look at it from the floor. Kurtz is left-handed, but he has scored half his points tonight, at least, it seems like, off his right hand. 17 for Kurtz.
Yeah, some of his misses were right-handed misses. This is Darrell Jones, Randy. I remember against Tennessee, he really had a good game, if you remember, when Greg Dennis got 2 fouls early in the basketball game against the Volunteers in Knoxville.
A 16-point lead for East Tennessee, and Kurtz gets the rebound. The Mocs still have a shot at this one, folks. It's not over yet. Here's Larry Stewart. Nice feed to Maceo Williams. Missed the shot. And Gear with a rebound.
Chad Keller intimidated Maceo on that series.
Chad Keller blocked beautifully by Maceo Williams. East Tennessee retains possession. Well, Keller's played one of the better games I've seen him play for East Tennessee. Here's Gear. Air ball, and Kirsch gets the rebound. Spivey hammered and fouled. It'll be on Chad Keller. And Eric Spivey, an 84% foul shooter, will be at the line. If he connects, it's a 14-point game. And there's the frustration by Chad Keller. Let's take a look.
Well, he tries to pick up the offense, but he said, I'm not going to let him shoot the basketball. But the little man Spivey did a good job of jumping into him, and he caught him moving. He knew he was going to get to the free throw line.
9 minutes, 10 seconds left. Eric Spivey with 2 free throws. It's a 67-51 ball game. Appalachian State comfortably in front of Western Carolina. 2.5 minutes to go. They lead 82-67. That game in Boone. The Mocs will be in Boone on Monday night.
Okay, thank you.
And now Spivey will finally get to shoot the free throw. Marshall lost today. VMI beat him in overtime, 82-77. Damon Williams, 27. Raymond Williams, 26. Points in that ball game.
Well, I guarantee you they were watching the mark on the back of that head today to find out which one of those guys were doing the scoring.
Well, there's
one of them has that mark.
It's Damon.
Damon.
Damon has the little scar on the back of his head. Joe Cantafio always said that the way you can tell them apart is one of them wears contacts. Cantafio is a nut too, so you have to remember that.
That's a little strong.
Well, he knows it. It's a 14-point game. There's Mac McCarthy. Mocs have fought, scratched, and clawed their way a little closer to East Tennessee. Story misses. The Mocs come out of there. Here's Tyrone Enoch.
They score here, Randy. It's a 12-point basketball game.
Here's Bart Redden against Dennis. Redden for 3, missed it. Long rebound to Keller. And a foul on Maceo Williams. Reaching in.
I really wish I'd have kept a stat sheet tonight of the number of one-pass shots. And Chattanooga's, you see, this is a one-pass, but that's a good shot for Bart Redden because he squared up good with the bucket, and they were going to give him a little room to shoot it.
There's the foul by Williams, who clawed his way over Chad Keller.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that there's not been a whole lot of continuity on the offensive end for Chattanooga, and that's really hurt them. Defensively, their intensity's been real good, but in the first half they gave up a lot of uncontested shots.
Here's Greg Dennis, drops it off to Jennings. They almost lost it and did. Scramble for the ball. Here comes Larry Stewart. The Mocs get it back, and again, they can cut it to a dozen.
Need to take advantage of the turnover.
Kirsch swishes a 3. It's an 11-point ball game, and Derek Kirsch was wide open for that 3. Great move by Dennis.
Charge. Oh.
A blocking foul against Maceo Williams. That'll be his 4th.
Oh, I'll tell you, that was pretty close, but he might have moved over into the way of Greg Dennis. Watch this. That's a pretty good drive. He puts it on for, oh, yeah, great call by the official, but good thought by Maceo Williams. And you know, Randy, I've really been impressed with the way Maceo Williams has really helped on the defensive end.
Well, Maceo is fouled out. That's his 5th foul. So he's gone. Kirsch is playing with 4, but the Mocs are back in this thing, really, with an 11-point lead, and Dennis at the free throw line. And Dennis misses the free throw, and I think East Tennessee may have lost a little of that intensity they had when they jumped out to a 9 or 10-point run at the beginning of this second half.
Well, anytime you get those big spurts like that, you get those leads, there is a tendency to relax, and most coaches will tell you, they hate to see themselves jump out there. You get all hyped up, but, boy, you relax, and here comes the other team.
Here's Kirsch. Misses this one. Might have hurried that one a bit. Dennis with a rebound. Kirsch has 20 points for UTC. Dennis on the block to Keller. They go down low to Keller again, and he threw it away. Tried to hit Jennings going the back door.
It's a bad pass, though. There's a lot of traffic defensively there for that block.
Enoch to Francis, blocked out of bounds. The Mocs get it back with 7:38 to go.
Anyway, if Chad Keller does make that good pass, what is the little man, Mr. Jennings, going to do with it? Because there was a lot of arms in there, and he was only a foot away from the basket.
68-56. Mocs get the ball. It's 7:39 to go. We'll be right back. It's a 12-point lead. UTC has the ball and still a lot of time. 7:39 to go. They go inside to who else? Derek Kurtz. What a play by Kurtz.
Well, he drew people off their feet and almost got a foul, but he did a tremendous job of getting the ball down into the basket.
It's a 10-point ball game. UTC has scratched and clawed its way back in this one. Down low to Dennis. Blocked by Francis at 6'5".
Nice pass.
Great feed. Francis with a layup. It's an 8-point ball game. 7:08 to go.
Big defensive mistake there by ETSU. I don't know why East Tennessee State does not go to Chad Keller, because he's guarded by Derek Kurtz with 4 fouls.
Stripped to the ball, out of bounds, and ETSU will retain possession.
Andy, I think they ought to line up 4 people around the perimeter. Let Chad Keller get the basketball underneath. Look at the points. Look at those points.
Kurtz with 25, Dennis with 26, Spivey with a dozen, and Talford with 15.
East Tennessee State, such a good shooting basketball team on the perimeter. If they spread it out and give the big man underneath, Chad Keller, Derek Kurtz is going to have to let him score, or he's going to be fouled out of the game.
Another turnover for ETSU. The Mocs can cut it to 6 or 5, believe it or not, with a bucket here. Let's see what happens. Dennis, or rather Jennings, bounced it off Kirsch, but Stewart saves. Stewart again, yes!
We got a basketball game here for these 10,000 and the viewing audience. What a game. You got to, whatever happens in this game, Chattanooga never quit. What a great testimony of the fact they kept playing.
Talford a 3. And boy, that'll let the air out of your balloon quickly. It's a 9-point lead again.
That was a big run by Chattanooga before they answered, though.
Kurtz got the bucket. Dennis tried to draw the charge, but did not do a good enough acting job.
Tennessee State a little tentative in some ways now.
The Mocs fight for that ball. Dennis keeps it alive. Jennings saved it. And a foul against Tyrone Enoch.
East Tennessee State has got to get Derek Kurtz out of the basketball game, because, boy, they're making a run. But I don't understand why they're not going to Chad Keller inside with Kurtz.
Keep in mind, Keith Jennings is also playing with 4 fouls for East Tennessee, so the Mocs could try to do the same thing. Let's take another look.
Well, look at this. That is a good call by the official right in front of East Tennessee State bench. But I'll tell you what, East Tennessee State could lose Mr. Jennings and it not impact them as much as it would if Chattanooga lost Derek Kurtz.
Redden and Stewart will sit down. Spivey comes into the ball game, and Tommy Bankston will come in. And Larry Stewart played awfully well during that stretch for UTC.
By the way, I like the way Mac McCarthy got Derek Kurtz back in the basketball game with 10 minutes left, even though he did have 4 fouls. What a tremendous gamble, but he had to, and that has probably cut into that big lead.
It's a 9-point game again. Keith Jennings makes a pair of free throws. Tyrone Enoch brings it up against Keith Jennings. Here's Spivey, who had a hot hand earlier. Here's Kurtz, who's been hot all night. Missed it. Bankston with a long rebound. He fed to Kurtz, but a foul, or it goes off the hands of Derek Kurtz.
Oh, he's frustrated on that. Coaching staff is upset because Derek Kurtz really got pushed from behind, and that's the reason he didn't catch that basketball. Very upset Mac McCarthy on the sideline. And there's a foul by Tommy Bankston.
And for Bankston, that is his 5th. He's gone. So the Mocs have lost 2. We'll check that. That's his 5th, and Tommy Bankston must leave. And I would imagine Bart Redden would be the next player, either Redden or Stewart back in. So the quick trip back into the game for Tommy Bankston, who leaves with 5 fouls and 4 points. Not a good shooting night for Tommy Bankston. And it's Stewart replacing him. There's Les Robinson and Calvin Talford. Talford will be at the line. It's a 9-point ETSU lead, 5:30 to go. We got the first, Bucks by 10 now. Talford with another. Got it. It's an 11-point game. Still a lot of time left in this one. Enoch with the ball. Eric Spivey has it. Inside they go to Francis, and he's chopped on the arm by Marty Story.
Well, that's a good duck in by Francis. That time the perimeter people were pretty well covered. They were denied the pass, and the post people have to duck in. As you see right here, they're going to duck in. Kerr ducks in, and Wendell Francis right in the middle of the lane, and Chad Keller gets him.
Francis will be at the free throw line. Wendell, as a free throw shooter, hits 61%. The Mocs need him to hit 100% here. Regardless, as you mentioned, of how this game comes out, you really have to respect UTC for not just folding up their tents and going on back to the room, because they did a super job getting back into this basketball game against a very, very good team.
They had a lot of energy to spurt right down to the 5-minute mark almost. Now it's going to be interesting to see if they got enough energy to spurt one more time.
Francis misses the first, he'll get another.
A lot of times you really tire yourself as you see 1 for 7 from the line. That's really hurt the Moccasins a lot this year. But when you really expend a lot of energy to get back in the basketball game, sometimes you don't have enough to finish it off at the end.
10-point game, 5:10 to go. Marty Story against Curse, and Story knew Curse had 4 fouls and just weaved his way around it.
Now, that's exactly true. I just really wonder why they haven't been going to his man all night, especially after he picked up his 4th and came back in with 10 minutes to go.
12 points for Story. Curse travels with the ball. Bucks with it. Here's Dennis. A blocking foul against Wendell Francis. And that'll send Dennis to the line. Bucks by a dozen.
We gave a lot of credit. Look at Les Robinson directing traffic. We gave a lot of credit to Chattanooga getting back in the basketball game, but let's give a little bit of credit now to East Tennessee State. As you're going to see, Dennis has really been putting the ball on the floor. They've isolated him on the wing, and he just goes one-on-one. But you have to give some credit to ETSU because they withstood that little spurt by Chattanooga. Now they're expanding that lead back out again.
Dennis makes the free throw. It's a 13-point lead. The Mocs had cut it down to, what, 6? And East Tennessee just kind of bowled its way back out to a 13-point lead. Here's Dennis with another. He rolled that one and got it in. Dennis now unofficially with 28. 14-point lead. Enoch in trouble. Back to Spivey. Spivey got it. Spivey's had a hot hand this half, and it's a 10-point game again. Mr. Jennings guarded by Enoch. Here's Dennis. Misses the shot. Spivey comes out of there with the ball. Up the floor to Enoch. Enoch all the way. Missed the layup. Dennis is there.
He took on the big man, Greg Dennis, and he lost. But, boy, that was a good shot. He got underneath anyway.
Here's Dennis. Oh, what a shot. Didn't get it to go. Stewart with the ball. Nice hustle by Greg Dennis and a great move, but he just couldn't get the shot in. Baseline.
Nice pass. Ooh.
Francis missed the shot.
Badly.
Jennings, what a play. Keith Jennings. Lead is 14 again. 3.5 minutes. Mocs need a bucket on this possession. Curse, faking, jumping, missed it. Here's Gear. And the Bucks are back out by 17 with 3:06 to go.
Well, so much for that spurt. They withstood it pretty good, like a team that, you know, you just come to expect, because this is one of the best teams, especially in the South, I think, Randy. They could win a game in the NCAA.
Chalford missed it. Story keeps it alive. Great hustle by Spivey. Dennis. Chalford.
third. Now they're just having fun now. Everything they're doing is really working out. There was a couple mishandled stuff right there, and they picked up all that garbage, but really got to credit them for withstanding the spurt.
A whistle and a foul going in. The foul is on Talford. And Tyrone Enoch will go to the line.
We're going to see Tyrone Enoch. Good fake, get his men off the floor, and then takes it down. Dish, good dish, but he got fouled on the pass.
Appalachian State has beaten Western Carolina 90-72 tonight in the Southern Conference. Checking in for East Tennessee, number 30, that's Jerry Pelfrey. Bart Redden comes in for the Mocs. 2:20 to go. Enoch hits the first free throw. He'll get another.
Avery Marshall going to get back in the game again. He's just getting sweat up the first half, get a little sweat in the second. They're getting him ready, Randy. You got to say that with all of his injuries and everything, the fact that, you know, the conditioning factor is definitely not there.
Enoch with another. Some of this record crowd begins to file away as Enoch misses the second, but Francis hustles and gets the rebound. And Francis is fouled by Avery Marshall. It'll be his second, and Wendell Francis goes back to the line. Citadel beat Furman 74-70. Marshall lost to VMI 82-77. So the Southern Conference stats continue to be jumbled up in the middle, but East Tennessee now, will they hold on to win here, will have a 2-game lead now in the Southern Conference standings.
And with a lot of home games left.
Francis makes the first free throw. The Mocs move on from here to Boone to take on Appalachian State on Monday night. Francis buries 2 free throws, 86-70 your score, and we're going to take a timeout. 2:18 to go. Bucks by 16. We'll be back in a moment. Along with 10,000 more in here tonight. They watched their team play awfully well. It's a 16-point lead, 2:17 to go.
Well, you didn't notice her saying hi, Mom. I guarantee you her mom's not very far away from her tonight.
Look at Avery Marshall. Missed it. Tipped up and in by East Tennessee's Jerry Pelfrey. And Jennings with a steal. Mocs get it back, however, with exactly 2 minutes to go.
The way this crowd has responded to Avery Marshall, if he ever does score, this place is going to explode.
Well, he hit a free throw early. Enoch almost stolen by Jennings. Enoch shot blocked by Marshall. I tell you something, Avery Marshall is going to really help this team, as I mentioned earlier, as if they needed any. Pelfrey misses the 3. Great feed.
Nice
Jennings to Pelfrey for the layup.
Oh, that was a major league pass from the little point guard, Mr. Jennings.
Spivey for 3. Air ball. Dennis with a rebound. The Bucks have gotten this one sewn up.
Oh!
With an exclamation point by Calvin Talford.
Speaking Major League Basketball, unbelievable. He got off the floor for that one.
Curse with a nice move. Rebound dropped out of bounds. Mocs get it back with 1:10 to go. And I could have sworn that Calvin Talford's head was above the shot clock that time. He was really up there. 24 for Talford, and he sits down. Let's take another look.
Watch this, Randy. Nice pass. That's a good pass. Boom. He was up there ducking to make sure he didn't hit the backboard with the head.
A 20-point lead. 1:03 to go. Here's East Tennessee with the ball. Darrell Jones. And they combine to take it away from him. 3-on-1, Curse walk. I don't believe I would have called that myself, but it's a 20-point lead, 50 seconds to go. Didn't really matter. Marshall, a little short. Curse with a rebound, saves it in to Pelfrey. And and it's tapped out by Enoch with 40 seconds to go.
It's time to get Derek Kirst out of that basketball game. He is really tired. They got a big one Monday night in Boone, North Carolina.
Offensive foul against Marshall. Avery Marshall, all 6'8", 250 pounds of him, gets the foul with 37 seconds.
That's a Republican conservative estimate on the weight.
Now, let's don't get into name calling here in any way. Spivey with the ball. 35 seconds to go. And Pelfrey picked his pocket. Pelfrey's fouled by Enoch. And with 29 seconds, we're playing the string out here with a 20-point East Tennessee State lead. Bucks will be 7-1 in the Southern Conference. The Mocs dropped to 3-5 as they go to Boone on Monday night. And for the Buccaneers, they had 5 of their last 7 games at home. The Bucks on Monday night will be hosting Western Carolina. Then on Thursday of next week, East Tennessee will be at Liberty up in Lynchburg, Virginia, and you'll be doing that game on the Family Net Network.
Looking forward to working up there with Mr. Michael Tilley. What was you calling him last year?
Mr. Southern Conference.
Mr. Southern Conference. Great host of all the halftime shows last year, Michael Tilley. And Mike Tilley, a great guy.
28 seconds to go. It's a 21-point lead. Here's Enoch. Kirst misses the 3. Saved by Stewart. And Stewart is fouled by Darrell Jones. 19 seconds left.
I thought that foul was going to be on Avery Marshall. I was beginning to think Avery's going to get as many fouls as he does minutes.
Well, it was on Marshall, to be honest with you. They gave it to him instead of Jones, so he does get his 3rd.
Well, he does have probably as many fouls as he has minutes.
19 seconds to go, and Larry Stewart at the free throw line. Stewart got the roll there. And he'll get another. Missed it.
Really talking about getting Derek Kirst and those players out. There's really no one to come in for them with the players in foul trouble, and you know, some junior varsity players sitting on the bench for Chattanooga.
Well, these standings are still jumbled up. We'll try to make some sense out of them in a few minutes.
And also mention the fact that Ben Wiley, who's been playing a pretty good role for Chattanooga this year, injured and can't get into the game.
Out of bounds with 2 seconds. It's a 20-point lead. The Mocs get the ball. And we're just playing out the last 2 seconds of this one. Inbounds to Enoch. He holds it. The game is over. East Tennessee State wins this one by 20 over UT Chattanooga. The Bucks in control of the Southern Conference race over the halfway mark. And we'll be back to Johnson City in just a moment.